Every conversation has power. It can build bridges or burn them. It can open doors or close them. The question is, who controls the direction of that power? Most people stumble through conversations without awareness, while a few guide them with intention. Here's the truth: communication is not about manipulation, it's about influence. And influence comes from understanding the psychology behind human interaction. If you know how people think, you know how to connect. And if you know how to connect, you know how to lead any conversation. Today, I want to share with you 5 psychology tricks. Simple, powerful, proven, that can help you take control of conversations and guide them toward clarity, trust, and impact. 1. Mirror and match. People are naturally drawn to those who are like them. It's Psychology 101. If you want instant rapport, mirror the other person's tone, pace, and even body language. If someone is calm and measured, and you come in fast and loud, you create friction. But if you gently match their energy, they feel at ease. Once rapport is built, you can gradually shift the tone to where you want the conversation to go. This isn't about being fake. It's about being flexible. Think of it like dancing. If your partner steps forward and you step backward, the dance flows. If you step the wrong way, it stumbles. Conversations are the same. When you mirror and match, the other person feels understood. And when they feel understood, they're more open to your influence. 2. Ask questions that lead. The one who asks the questions controls the conversation. Why? Because questions direct focus. Most people talk endlessly about themselves, but the skilled communicator asks the kind of questions that guide thought. If you want someone to consider your perspective, don't argue. Ask. For example, instead of saying, "You're wrong," try, "What would happen if we looked at it this way?" Questions bypass defensiveness. They spark curiosity. They create reflection. And when someone says the answer out loud, they own it more deeply than if you had forced it upon them. The best communicators don't dominate with words. They lead with questions. 3. Use the power of pauses. Silence is one of the most underrated communication tools. Most people rush to fill every gap, but silence creates space. And in that space, power emerges. When you pause after making a key statement, it signals importance. It gives the listener time to absorb your words. In negotiations, silence after a question makes the other person uncomfortable enough to reveal more. In conversations, silence communicates patience and confidence. The pause also prevents you from sounding nervous or scattered. Instead of filling space with "come" and "no," let silence work for you. It turns your words into weighty moments. A pause at the right time can say more than a paragraph. 4. Reframe objections. In any conversation, you'll encounter resistance. People push back. They disagree. The mistake most people make is to fight objections head on, which only strengthens them. The genius communicator reframes instead. If someone says, "That sounds too expensive," you can reply, "Exactly. It's an investment. Let me show you why it saves more in the long run." If someone says, "I don't have time," you might respond, "That's the reason this is perfect. It actually saves you time." Reframing takes the same concern and spins it into a benefit. You don't deny their objection, you redirect it. This lowers resistance and makes your perspective attractive. Remember, people don't want to be argued with. They want to be understood. When you reframe, you honor their point while guiding them toward yours. 5. End with a call to action. The way you close a conversation determines its impact. Too many end without direction, leaving the listener unsure of what to do next. A skilled communicator always ends with clarity. A call to action doesn't have to be pushy. It can be as simple as, "Let's schedule the next step," or, "What do you think would be the best way forward?" The point is to guide the conversation toward action, not just exchange information. People remember the last thing you say. If you end vaguely, the impact fades. If you end with purpose, The conversation continues in their mind long after it's over. The genius communicator always knows how to land the plane smoothly, clearly, and with direction. Conclusion: controlling a conversation isn't about dominating. It's about guiding. With these 5 psychology tricks: mirror and match, ask leading questions, use pauses, reframe objections, and end with a call to action, you'll not only communicate more effectively, you'll influence more powerfully. Do this, and you'll discover that every conversation becomes an opportunity, not just to talk, but to lead.